And speaking as a teacher, I have to tell you, you always get to see the kids, the parents of the kids who are doing great, which it's nice to see them, but the ones who really need to come up, you never get to see them because they just don't bother.
Well, that's why the kids are so lousy students, because the parents are not there to support them. You get very few kids who don't have supportive parents that do well, I think.
Well, we had ours last night. That's why I said she got a good report from her teacher.
Great.
But that's good.
I actually had to see. She has 4 different teachers. She has her regular teacher. No, I'm sorry. I think 3. She has her regular teacher. No, 4. Her regular teacher, her science teacher, her computer teacher, and another computer teacher that teaches a different subject in computers.
Well, you
And
know,
they all gave me the same report, that she's a delight to have. She's attentive. She loves to participate. She knows her work. I mean, I was really afraid that her report card was going to be very bad because of the stupid math, and I brought it to their attention. I even said it to one of her teachers last night. I said, listen, I'm not a big fan of this Common Core crap. And she, laughed. She's like, I know. She says, we hear it from the parents constantly, and as teachers, we feel the same way. 2 weeks ago, the kids got a standard math test. And I don't know if it was just the 3rd graders or the whole school itself, but every child in her class, as well as other classes too, did very poorly on this math test. And the teacher reassured me last night and said that it was not graded, it didn't affect her grade on her report card. And they know now what they have to work on with the kids. They understand that it was a very hard class. And the reason why it was so hard was because it was the way it was worded. It was all word problems. And, again, they're making these kids think outside the box. It's not where they just have to add and subtract. They have to explain how they got the answer and why. So now they're going to work harder on that, because the test is coming up in a couple of months. I think in May or April or May. So, they know what they have to look for. And I like that. I felt a little more confident when I met her teacher, because I wasn't a big fan of her teacher. I couldn't stand her teacher. I was ready to pull her out of that class and put her in another class. But when I sat down with her last night and she explained everything to me, I turned a new leaf about her. I felt better.
Got a question for you. I asked Mark the other day, and I guess, what exactly is Common Core?
What is Common Core?
Yeah.
Common Core is a most ridiculous curriculum that they made for these kids the past couple of years. It's what they want to do is they want to gear these kids to the real world. So when they grow up, they can go to the store and realize why this can of tomatoes costs this and that. They want to be able to compare and know what they're doing later in life. And I don't know, when I went to school and when you guys went to school, 2 plus 2 was 4. That was it. You didn't have to explain how you got the answer. You didn't have to round off to the nearest hundredth before you even got an answer.
Well, wait, you have to understand something. When you went to school, you were using a slate chalkboard, okay?
No,
when Felix and I went to school, we were using a hammer and chisel on stone. Okay? So
I mean, they don't even use a blackboard anymore. None of the classes have chalk and a blackboard.
no, they all have those computer boards. Those
It's the smart board.
Okay.
I mean, I'm all for technology. Don't get me wrong. I'm very pro to that. But I'm not okay with the way that they're teaching the kids. I mean, this is why most of the schools are getting such poor ratings. It's because of the way that they're teaching the kids. The kids are not grasping most of this math.
I don't know. Is it just math, or is it in a lot of subjects? As Common
No,
Core?
Common Core is math and,
No,
and
Common
language
Core is just
arts.
math and reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's excelling in reading. I mean, she's pretty much above her reading level. She just went up a level, and she understands what she reads. Her writing, I mean, she could tell you in a whole story what she read about. So she's understanding. But, there's a little struggle when it comes to math. And
Well,
she's not the only one. It's a lot of the kids in the school.
or I don't know. I don't. So it's based more. So math is based more on theory than practicality.
Pretty much. I don't know if she has. Let me see if she brought her math book home today. Usually she doesn't bring it home on Fridays. Let me see if she got
She
any
should.
math
She
homework.
can study it on
I
weekends.
didn't
Yeah,
look at her.
exactly.
Let's see. What is it? No, I don't think she had any math homework today. Because when I picked her up from her father, I didn't. Usually I look in her. Oh wait, here it is. Yeah, she did bring her math book home. All right. Let's put it this way. Last year she was in second grade, and they were teaching them algebra. Second grade, they were teaching them algebra.
Really?
Yeah.
Second year in college, I was studying algebra.
Yeah, she hasn't learned fractions yet, but they were teaching them algebra, or what they consider algebra.
I don't know what they consider algebra.
I have no. I thought that x plus y equals whatever. That was algebra.
That's usually y equals mx plus b is for a graph where m is the slope, okay, and then you have your x and your y. What I remember from high school, but
All right, here's homework from yesterday, I think, or the day before. This is one problem that they did. They're learning now. They're learning bars and graphs, I think. Yeah, make a bar graph. Lydia and Joey did an experiment with a spinner. Lydia recorded the result of each spin in the table at the right. Use the data in the table to make a bar graph. Choose numbers and scale and decide how to mark your graph. That was one of her questions, and she had to make the graph. And then there was Matt's school is having a walkathon to raise money for the school library. Matt made a picture graph to show the number of miles some students walk. Make a bar graph of Matt's data. Use scale of 0 dash blank and mark the scale by blank. Did you have that kind of math when you were in school?
yeah.
No.
I don't remember that. I must have been absent that day.
I don't remember that.
Well, bar graphs are relatively easy, to
They are, yeah, but I remember two times two and I remember they used to learn all the multiple tables and
Well,
stuff
the
like that.
multiplication tables were basically you learned it by rote. I mean, there was no other way to learn multiplication tables. You just had to memorize them. And it was constant drill
Yeah,
every day.
that's another thing they haven't even learned yet.
They don't need them. Everybody has a calculator these days.
That's the funny thing. They allow them to use it for these tests, and that's why kids nowadays can't do simple arithmetic because right away they whip out their phones.
Calculators?
Well, no, not even that. They whip out their phones and they go to the calculation part.
Yeah, which is a calculator.
And they do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, percentages.
Yeah.
I'm looking through the book. I'm trying to find there was something that really upset me that they made them do. And now I can't remember what page it was on. Where it's actually, again, it's a paragraph. It tells you so-and-so had such and such amount of whatever, and you have to estimate first before you can add and subtract, and then you have to explain how you got your answer. But I can't find it now. But, I mean, you pretty much get the idea of what Common Core is.
Yeah, no, I do.
It makes about as much sense as the Holy Ghost.
But Common Core is everybody is supposed to be at the same level. Is that it? In every grade? Whatever grade you're in, every school spot in the state, is this, all the same in every county, state, and the country? Is it?
No. A lot of states now are doing away with Common Core. Of course, our state isn't. It's embedded in the curriculum now. They're trying to do away with it, but it's not going to happen in the near future. I guarantee you it won't happen until she probably hits middle school.
Well, I've always found that one of my complaints about education, especially in math, okay, they would spend millions of dollars on a program in math, and let's say they were supposed to give the program 5 years before it was going to show any kind of result. If they didn't show results after 3 years, somebody else came up with what they would call a newer and a better system. So they'd scrap the old system that they spent millions of dollars on to spend millions of dollars on this new system. And that always was the problem in mathematics. Because in math, they were always coming out with a newer and a better way to do something or to teach something. And as far as I'm concerned, nothing beats the old-fashioned, reading, writing, and arithmetic. The way
I agree.
The way our parents learn, the way we learn, that's the best way to learn, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, one of the things when I went to school was. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that also in today's modern world, they don't leave anybody behind unless they feel they have to.
Well, the only thing that would cause a person to be left behind now is attendance. If they miss a certain amount of school days, there's no way that by law they can be promoted to the next level. Okay,
but there's one of the women that I met through school. I was talking to her yesterday. She has 3 kids 2 of the 3 go to the school. Her son, who I think is in 1st grade, the teacher already told her that... No, I'm sorry, he's in 2nd grade. The teacher already told her it doesn't look like he's going to be promoted. And this is the beginning of the year already. He got all 1s on his report card. Now, I don't know if you know how